Gorongosa National Park, located in Sofala Province, Mozambique, is a truly remarkable and unique place. It is hailed as one of Africa's most beautiful and unique national parks. Its varied terrain, fertile soil, and abundant rainfall has given rise to a wide range of ecosystems, each with its own fascinating array of flora and fauna. In fact, world-renowned scientists have identified Gorongosa as one of the most biodiverse places on Earth, boasting numerous endemic species found nowhere else in the world. The ecological basis for conservation of Gorongosa National Park is simple when you consider the number of species found in the park. Specifically, there have been over 6,300 species of animals and plants identified, including over 100 species new to science and 25 species endemic to Gorongosa. This wealth of biodiversity is one reason Gorongosa is ecologically significant. However, two threats that endanger the park's biodiversity and long-term sustainability are poaching and climate change. Poaching is defined as the act of illegally hunting or catching game or fish on land that is not one's own. Climate change describes a change in the average conditions, such as temperature and rainfall, in a specific region over a long period of time. Both of these threats are substantial and must be discussed in further detail. One social issue that has had a significant impact on Gorongosa National Park is war. The Mozambique Civil War lasted from 1977 to 1992. In addition to the 1 million persons killed, most of Gorongosa's large animal populations were reduced by at least 90%. After the war, the Gorongosa Restoration Project partnered with the Mozambique government to restore and protect Gorongosa National Park. The park has experienced a remarkable revival, with wildlife populations rebounding, including the recovery of the elephant population. An additional social issue is balancing the surrounding community's use of park land and resources with conservation goals. Specifically, potential conflicts can arise if locals are not able to sustainably utilize the park's natural resources. The park has addressed this ongoing issue by implementing community-based natural resource management plans, education awareness programs, and collaboration between park management and local leaders. As mentioned earlier, poaching poses a major threat to the park and has resulted in the decline and near extinction of numerous species within the park. For example, because of the lucrative trade of illegal ivory, and the elephant population in Gorongosa National Park was decimated by poaching in the 1980s and 1990s, and it has been recovering ever since. Climate change is another critical threat faced by the Gorongosa National Park. Shifts in rainfall patterns and rising temperatures already affect its flora and fauna. These changes facilitate the spread of invasive species, disrupt the native ecosystems, and threaten the survival of endemic species. Additionally, altered rainfall patterns can disrupt the natural water cycle, potentially jeopardizing the availability of water resources for wildlife and vegetation. In response to climate change, the park has created a few thousand sustainable jobs through the establishment of its coffee, cashew, and honey programs, in addition to ecotourism. By providing local populace with sustainable jobs, it reduces the chances that they will turn to unsustainable or illegal activities that threaten the park, such as poaching, as a way to make a living. Ultimately, eco-based economic development helps to prevent further climate change by disincentivizing the local community members from unsustainable or destructive activities that are motivated by poverty. An additional strategy the Gorongosa National Park utilizes to mitigate the threats posed by poaching is the employment of 260 wildlife rangers. Many of the rangers are locals, which helps to establish trust between the park and the local communities. As a result, over the past few years, the number of snares and traps within the park boundaries has decreased by 60%. In conclusion, Gorongosa National Park is one of the most spectacular national parks because of its extreme biodiversity and its varied ecosystems. However, poaching and climate change are two threats that hinder the park in its conservation effort. But with sustainable management practices that consider the local communities, the park will surely be around for future generations to enjoy.